Throughout the 20th century, the condition of women in China and Japan underwent profound changes. Women gained greater access to education, employment, and public life. Yet, they continued to face societies deeply shaped by patriarchal values. In this context, literature became a crucial space through which women could narrate their experiences, express their desires, and reflect on their role in society. It is precisely from these transformations that my research on female subjectivity in 20th century Chinese and Japanese literature emerged. The aim of this thesis is to examine how women writers in these two countries represented female identity and the relationship between the individual and society during a period marked by significant political, cultural, and social changes. In the first part of the thesis, I explored the historical context in which the figure of the so-called New Woman emerged. In both China and Japan, modernity introduced new ideas related to emancipation, education, and individual freedom. However, these opportunities developed within societies that continued to impose rigid roles and expectations on women. An important role in this process was played by periodical publications. Magazines such as Seito in Japan and Linlong in China became spaces for discussion and the dissemination of new ideas, contributing to the development of a greater female consciousness. The research then focuses on the analysis of several significant women writers. With regard to China, I examined the works of Din Lin, Xiao Hong, and Aileen Chang. Their writings portray female characters striving to assert their individuality within context often marked by inequality, conflict, and social constraints. These protagonists experience tensions between personal desires and collective expectations, revealing how complex the path toward autonomy can be. For Japan, I analyzed the works of Fumiko Enchi, Fumiko Hayashi, and Banana Yoshimoto. Although they belong to different literary periods, these authors address common themes such as memory, the body, human relationships, and the search for identity. Their works demonstrate how female subjectivity is shaped through experiences often characterized by vulnerability, change, and resilience. A comparison between the Chinese and Japanese authors highlights a fundamental aspect. Female subjectivity is not something fixed or definitive, but rather a continuous process of construction and negotiation. The protagonists of the works examined constantly seek to define themselves within realities that still tend to limit their freedom and autonomy. One particularly interesting aspect that emerged from the analysis concerns the way these authors represent the relationship between individual freedom and social constraints. Although their protagonists often aspire to autonomy and self-determination, their journeys are rarely straightforward or free from obstacles. Indeed, in the works analyzed, modernity doesn't automatically coincide with female liberation, access to education, employment, and new forms of social participation doesn't eliminate existing inequalities. Instead, it often generates new tensions and contradictions. For this reason, literature acquires a significance that goes beyond its artistic dimension. It becomes a space for critical reflection on society and a means through which women can affirm their subjectivity, challenge dominant models, and propose new ways of representing themselves. The comparison between China and Japan also demonstrates how different historical and cultural paths can produce similar issues. In conclusion, this research highlights how literature has served as a fundamental tool for giving voice to women's experiences. Through their writing, these authors made visible perspectives, conflicts, and aspiration that have long remained on the margins of dominant discourse. Their works continue to offer valuable insights into the relationship between identity, freedom, and the role of women in society. Thank you for watching.